Hi everyone! Welcome back to Dining with Danny, where we cook up some food for thought. I'm Danny, and today we will learn how to make two American sandwiches, grilled cheese and peanut butter and jelly. And of course, we'll also learn to use phrases and expressions related to what we make. As soon as we wash our hands with soap and water, we can get started. So let's start with our grilled cheese sandwich. This sandwich is an example of a classic American comfort food. It's super easy to make, and no matter what mood you're in, whether you're happy or sad or even sick, a grilled cheese sandwich is a great go-to, feel-good food. So before we cook, let's talk about our ingredients. All you need is bread, some sliced cheese, and some butter. Sometimes people like to add other things, but this sandwich really is very simple, so we'll do just the basic grilled cheese sandwich today. First, make sure your butter is at room temperature so it will be easy to spread. Then, take your 2 slices of bread and spread butter on both sides. Each side of your bread will need about 1 pat of butter. After you've buttered your bread, bring your pan up to a low heat. We will want our bread to be golden brown and our cheese to be melted, but we don't want to burn the bread before the cheese melts. Put your first slice of bread into the pan. When the bottom is golden brown, take it out. Put your second slice into the pan, and when the bottom is golden brown, flip it over and lay your cheese slices on top of the bread. Lay your other slice of bread on top, toasted side down. You can choose any kinds of cheese you would like, but I've chosen these. My first cheese is cheddar cheese, which will give the sandwich its sharp signature flavor. Next, I'm using mozzarella cheese, which is more mild in flavor, but it will let the cheese stretch when it melts. Finally, I will add Gouda cheese, just for more flavor. I would suggest using cheese slices and not shredded cheese, because shredded cheese is more likely to fall out of your sandwich when you cook it. When your cheese begins to melt, flip your sandwich over. You should see a beautiful golden brown side of your sandwich. Then, when the other side of your sandwich is also golden brown, your sandwich should be done. If you would like your sandwich to be darker, just let it cook a little longer. But the most important thing is to allow the cheese to melt. You can see that the cheese is now gooey and melty. Now all you have to do is cut your sandwich in half. I personally think it's better to cut your sandwich on the diagonal. Trust me, a diagonally cut sandwich just tastes better. And look at the melty cheese. Isn't that satisfying? There are a number of expressions that involve bread and cheese. First of all, if you think something is the most amazing thing ever, you can call it the greatest thing since sliced bread. Next, if you hear someone is called the big cheese, that person is very, very important. The most important person in a group. Speaking of important things, someone's bread and butter would be their job or their main way of earning money. Finally, if you say something overly silly, dramatic, or embarrassing, then you've just said something cheesy. Now, let's make our peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or as it's often called, a PB&J. This is a perfect sandwich to make if you don't have much time, and every day, kids all over America will enjoy this for lunch. We just need 3 simple ingredients: bread and peanut butter and jelly. Now, you can use any kind of bread, any kind of peanut butter, and any kind of jelly you want. Now, personally, I prefer grape jelly, or here, as you can see, it's called jam. So I just think it's a great flavor, and that's what I choose. And then for peanut butter, I typically prefer creamy peanut butter. Now, some people strongly prefer crunchy peanut butter. That's the kind with pieces of peanuts inside. But I think that smooth and creamy peanut butter is the way to go. I think it's just easier to spread on my sandwich, and I like the feeling, the texture of it even better. So you can try both and see what you like.
First, take one slice of bread and spread peanut butter all over one side. You want to spread it evenly and spread it all the way to the crust. But be careful, don't let it go over the crust too much, or you will have sticky hands when you eat your sandwich. Next, take another slice of bread and spread the jelly. Just like the peanut butter, spread it evenly all the way to the crust. You want to use a similar amount of jelly as peanut butter so that your flavors are balanced. Once you've spread your peanut butter and jelly, put the two slices together with the peanut butter and jelly in the middle, and there you have it. Cut it on the diagonal, and your PB&J is ready to eat.
So what do you think? Do you enjoy a PB&J? In America, this combination is so well known that people often use the phrase like peanut butter and jelly to describe two things or two people that pair well together. I have a bonus recipe for you today, and it's a drink recipe, punch. Punch is simply a drink made from mixing other drinks together, so your possibilities are endless. But today's drink recipe, today's punch, only has 3 easy ingredients. First, you'll need some Sprite. Then, you'll need some cranberry juice. And finally, you'll need some orange juice.
All you need to do is combine equal amounts of cranberry juice, orange juice, and Sprite. That's it. If you want to be fancy, you can add a piece of fruit or even a scoop of ice cream.
All right, so I'm going to dig into this grilled cheese. Yeah, you really get the sharpness of the cheddar, and the mozzarella is what's allowed it to be really melty. I let this sit for a second before I actually started eating it, so it's kind of less melty than it was, but the mozzarella gives it that texture, and then the Gouda helps balance the sharpness of the cheese. And the fact that we buttered both sides of the bread as we cooked it, it helps it have even, how do I even describe it? Just a cheesy, buttery, even better flavor. All right, so now peanut butter and jelly, this American classic. Let's see if I had a good balance of peanut butter and jelly. In my opinion, if you ever want dessert for lunch, this is about as close as you're gonna get. Here you really get the saltiness of the peanut butter and also the sweetness of the jelly, and it balances really nicely. I mentioned that some people like using crunchy peanut butter, but I prefer the smooth. If it's crunchy, then of course you're crunching as you're eating. And I just like it all smooth. So this, excellent PB&J. All right, let's try this punch. Wow, that's really good. So you have the bitterness of the cranberry juice, the sweetness of the orange juice, and the fizziness, so your mouth feels the bubbles of the Sprite. That's so good. That's some awesome punch right there. That's it for today. 2 classic American sandwiches and a drink on the side. Thanks for joining me. I'm Danny from Zulway High School, and I'll see you next time on Dining with Danny.